This time on Fox Can Fix It, we're going to replace a fuel pump in an 82 Honda Civic. Yay. On the upside, these early Honda Civics that have electric fuel pumps are not in the tank, so I don't have to drop the tank. It's 3 10mm bolts. It was 4, but I broke one. A couple fuel lines and a couple electrical connections, and we should be able to swap it out. And let me know in the comments how the audio goes in this episode, because a guy I work with named Ryan McQueen used to do MMA interviews pre and post fight, and he let me borrow some of his high-end equipment to use, and thanks, McQueen. So hopefully this works out. Like I said, there should be 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, sorry. There's only 3 originally, and I broke 1, which leaves me 2, which is totally fine. They're 10mm, and since they've already been out, I hopefully won't snap them. We'll do the pole barn garage self-tapper and run that back in. I don't know. If you haven't watched Pole Barn Garage, you should. But if you're watching this, you probably have. Really good channel. I like it a lot. Remind me to put some anti-seize on these threads when I put this thing back in. There we go. The fuel pump literally hanging by a thread. Alright, so this is the actual fuel pump itself. This is basically the rock guard skid plate for a fuel pump. Yep. So we'll have to unbolt the pump from this, which it'll probably break, and we won't be able to do that. But we'll give it a shot. First, we're going to get these fuel lines off and get the electrical stuff off, and we'll get it out of here. Right here, 2 wires. They're individually connected. No high-speed weather pack. There we go. Only thing left is the 2 fuel lines, which are right here. I'm going to clamp them off, and then we'll pull them. There we go. Should have minimal spillage. I doubt it. I am trying to stay out of my own way when I do this, but I don't know if you've ever tried that. It's really hard to stay out of your own way sometimes. It's just spring clamps. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't. It doesn't matter. They're spring clamps. Get ready for the fuel spills. Got it, but it's not clamped off very well. There we go. That's better. That's, all right. I smell like gas. Fantastic. Love it. Great. Let's take this thing over to the bench with the new pump. Gas. So again, this is the old pump. I've got to get it off of this protective brackety thing. This is our new pump, which apparently if it's the right one, it's whatever that number is right there. I can't read it backwards right now. Sorry. It's in reverse when I look on the screen. Hopefully that doesn't mean that the car runs in reverse. Probably not. These connectors look the same. I would say the pump is probably the same. Sort of a pop roady thing. You just kind of pull those through there, I guess. There we go. There we go. Got that off. 10mm it looks like. So these are studs, and they go all the way through to here. We're going to take all these off, and then we'll take it off the plate. This is the last of them. We'll get this off of here, like that. There we go. And this we are going to reuse. I might even paint that black. I don't know, probably not. I don't really see anything wrong with it. We're going to hold on to it, just in case I'm completely wrong about what is the cause of my fuel issue. Now I just have to get these bolts out of here. If you put your tongue out, you can try harder. There we go. That's why it has a collar on it, which makes it more difficult to take out. I'm probably not supposed to be removed that way. There's probably directions for this. In fact, they were in the box, but that box is on the floor. We can't go back now. We'll see if the new Knipex come in handy. Is it Knipex or Knipex? I don't know. Let me know. Tongue pores. Yep, I got it. Whew. One to go. Tongue torque engage. There we go. And this little package that came with it apparently is the bushings. What we got to do is we've got to get this bushing, so this slot right here goes into the metal part. There we go. Got all 3 of the bushings in. Easiest way to do it was actually start from the big end because it's a little less dense. Squish that through and then use a pocket screwdriver minus wire to go ahead and just sort of push it until you can get past this second ridge, and that means it's seated, and I gotta put the bolts in. I'm gonna use my special mix of stuff left over in bottles that I've mixed together over the years. It's gonna be mostly gear lube and probably some Lucas oil stabilizer and some 10W30 and various other things, but basically something super slippery. And we're gonna get this back through here, just like that. Look how much that helped. That was way better. Didn't even have to use tongue torque. That's plenty, probably too much, but we'll see. And then, boop, done. Want to see it again? Okay, one more time, just for you guys. Sure, why not? Right. And, boop, done. Why is that? Where did this wire come from? Why does it keep doing that? Now, it'd probably be a good idea just go ahead and take these caps off here while I'm at it. 1, 2. Save these caps. They make good block-offs for vacuum lines and temporary fuel line block-offs, brake line block-offs, stuff like that. So save those rubber caps. Everybody does it. It's fine. Make sure these 2 lines come out this side, so it's got to be mounted just like that. Fingers crossed, the odds of me ever having to do this job or anybody else having to do this job again on a 40-something-year-old car, the odds are very low. Should be very low. I'm still tightening this. I'm not just holding a ratchet and making noise while I'm doing this. Although I could be, but you just saw proof I wasn't. The third one does not want to go back together. It's probably crossed that, but it's fine. Like I said, this is never coming apart again. Hopefully. Oh no! It's like that Ace Ventura Rhino scene in Ace Ventura 2. Yep, there we go. Nailed it. And push. There we go. And one more right there, and you go, boop, done. You can't mess up the wiring because obviously one is the male and one is a female. There's 2 lines that I should have paid attention to which one was in and out. I'm sure that matters actually, but we'll figure it out when we get there. That's note to self, I should have looked at which line went where. Going back together, my plan is going to be put these on last. I'm going to go ahead and hook up the electricals and bolt it in place. And then, only then, will I worry about fuel. So, you know, male to female, female to male here. Can't really mess that part up. Well, you could, but you really got to try really hard. There we go. You can see this, it has sort of a retainer for the wires. It goes like that, and it goes like that and sort of holds it. Doesn't really do much. Remember how I said I need to put some anti-seize on these? Don't worry about that. The odds of me taking this back apart are slim to none. Whew. You know, something like this, you might wonder why I didn't use a cordless drill and run this back in. Well, it's just going into sheet metal, and A, I'm worried that I would break the bolt, and B, I'm worried I would just strip it out and have no way to mount this pump. So, by hand if you can. And I did, I guess. So you can. There you go. Fuel lines. Great. Looks like this line seems to be the supply line, and it goes on the outboard side. And this line seems to be the gas run all over you side. So that's the tank side, which is siphoning, obviously. So this is the side that I need to put on last. I want to put this on first. If I put this on first, then the gas is going to be running out the pump supply side, and I can't block that off. So we're going to put return line on, or supply line on first. Supply, none of the above. We're going to put the line to the carburetor on first. Man, that's good enough. I'm going to block this off my finger, and I'm going to move my clamp up so I can still not get soaked with gas too bad as I do this. Clamps are on. And this is just a rubber sort of dirt shield that keeps stuff from getting in here to the pump. It's a booty, basically. It's like a shift boot for a fuel pump. Yeah, fuel pump shift boot. There you go. There's the fuel pump shift boot, like I was talking about. It's torn, but better than nothing. All my clamps are back in place. I think you can see that. I don't really know. I'm not really paying that much attention right now. I'm tired and smell like gas. So, there we go. Only thing left is start the car and see what happens. Let's do that. Well, starts and runs. That's good. Nothing leaking. That's good. All right. Well, that's a success. All right, well, that's going to do it for this time. One of the easier electric fuel pumps I've ever done. You don't have to drop the tank. You just have to worry about breaking off some very rusty screws. But they made it, and so did we. Now, since that worked, I guess I've still got something to drive, and we'll see you next time. Talk to you later.